Hi, boys and girls. In this video, we're going to go ahead and go over the direction or the answers to Thursday Spiral Math for Thursday, May 7th. We'll go ahead and get started. I always like to keep my paper with the answers and work on different sides. It always helps to make sure that you can follow what I'm doing and it's less messy. So we'll go ahead and put answers on the left and work on the right. And we'll start with number 1. First question is, write the improper fraction as a mixed number. So in this one, I'm just going to go ahead and just give me some equal signs. I'll just put 41 over 8 is equal to blank. Now to find an improper fraction, I'm going to be doing some dividing. So what I'll do is I'll take the 41 and divide it by 8. I'll do some nice sideways over here. I'll take 41 inside and outside will be 8. I know 8 times 5 is 40. That will leave a remainder of 1. The 8 becomes my whole number. Oh no, let's back that up. The 5 becomes the whole number. So I'll put that right over here as my whole number. 5. The 1 is my numerator for the fraction that I'm going to be using. So I'll put that right over here, 1. I'm going to keep the fraction denominator that was used right here, and I'm going to move right over there. So now the the improper fraction, 41 over 8, is equal to, as a mixed number, 5 and 1/8. And that's it. Let's move on down to number 2. I'm going to find the quotient, use the model. Oh, let's see what we got here for a model. Oh, yeah. So boys and girls, it's really important that when you're doing this, the answer really is to include that model. Not just that you solve for the answer, but also to show me how you did it using the models. Let's try that right now. I'm going to write here 1/7 divided by 6. Put my equal sign here. Now it's very important, I want to see the model. I want you to do a model here. So I'm going to make a unit bar just like they have here. So I'm going to move this, I'm going to use this model right down here. So I'm going to write the model with my unit bar, just like they did. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they had 7 spaces inside this unit bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll just add 1 more to make it 7 spaces here. Now what I'm doing, boys and girls, is I'm going to be taking the first part of the unit bar, which is divided into 1/7 right here. And I'm going to mark that again on my model. So I'm going to go right down here. I'm going to show that as 1/7. 1/7 of the whole unit bar is a fraction shown right there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this 1/7. What this expression is asking me to do is it's asking me to take 1/7 divided by 1 or divided by 6. That means taking the 1/7 and dividing it into 6 equal parts. And then finding out what one of those is equal to. Here's what I'll do. I'll go down here and I'll take and divide my 1/7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, into 6 equal parts. What I want to do next is I want to look, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this part right here so you can see it. Let me zoom in here. So what I want to do, and I'm going to use a highlighter to help us understand this, I want to find out what fraction is this part right here. And I'll show you another way you could do this. This basically is 1/6 of 1/7. This is 1/6 of 1/7. So what I can do is write that out as an expression this way. I can take 1/7 divided by 6. It can also say, because this little part right here is 1/6 of 1/7. It's 1/6 of 1/7, or, and I'll zoom out now, (1/6) multiplied by 1/7. 1 times 1 is 1, and 6 times 7 is 42. That means that this shaded area in green is 1/42 of the whole unit bar. If I cut this unit bar into pieces like this size all the way across, this one piece would be 1/42. And I would have 42 little pieces all the way across. One highlighted is 1/42. So 1/7 divided into 6 pieces is going to equal 1/42. Each piece will be 1/42 of the entire unit bar. Let's move on down here to number 3. Number 3 is asking, what is the least common multiple of 4 and 6? Because I used up some space here for number 2, I'm going to go ahead and just write my least common multiple work over on this side so I can save some paper. I'm going to do an answer sentence saying the LCM, which is least common multiple, of 4 and 6 is, and I'll leave it blank. To find the least common multiple, I need to make some multiples of 4 and 6. And when I have one that's the same, the first one that's the same is my least common multiple. So what I'll do is I'll zoom in a little more. And I'll take a look. 4, I'll do the first 5 multiples of 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. And 4 times 5 is 20. Usually I'll find the least common multiple within the first 5 multiples. So we'll see if that's the case here. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Oh, I already see it. I notice that 12 and 12 are both multiples of 6 and 4. And this is the first one that's the same. So I already know right now my least common multiple of 4 and 6 is 12. I do want you to make sure that you are showing me how you figure out the multiples here, boys and girls. All right, let's go on down to number 4. Pause the video right there. Okay, we're back on number 4. If the average person blinks 16 times each minute, how many times would the average person blink in a day? So pro tips, find out how many minutes are in an hour and how many hours are in a day. So before I do that, I'm going to just get my answer sentence going. If an average person blinks 16 times a minute, how many times would the average person blink in a day? So my answer sentence would be the average person blinks blank times in a day or per day. Either one's okay. You do need the word day, times, average person, blinks. All those words are important to have in your answer sentence. Now, it looks like there's a couple steps I have to do in this word problem, boys and girls. First of all, I have to look at what it tells me first here is that the person blinks 16 times a minute. Well, that is, how am I going to get from there to how many times they blink in a day? The first thing is to get this pro tip. How many minutes are in an hour? So I know that there are 60 minutes in an hour. So I'm going to take the number of times a person blinks in a minute, and I'm going to multiply it by 60 to get the number of times that somebody blinks in 1 hour. So I'll go through and multiply out. That's a lot of blinking. So a person blinks 960 blinks in 1 hour. But we're not quite done yet. That's just how many blinks somebody does in an hour. The question is, how many times would they blink in a day? So I got to think to myself, how many hours are in a day? And then multiply. Well, I know that there are 24 hours in a day. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply 960, which is the amount of blinks someone does in 1 hour, by 24, which is the number of hours in a day. That should get me the number of blinks in 1 day. I almost had space. Ooh, I have a dreaded squish error right now. I'm just going to go ahead and take 3,840 and add 100 or 19,000. Oh, definitely having some copy errors today, boys and girls. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that up. I'm going to put 19,200 there and then add 0, 4, 10, 13, 2. And what I did is I basically took the numbers here, and instead of squishing, I just rewrote them here to add them. So when I add this together, I get 0, 4, 10, carry the 1 is 13, carry the 1. So wow, the average person blinks 23,040 times a day. I never realized it was so many. All right, make sure you show your work, boys and girls. If you made any calculation errors, go ahead and fix those. Or maybe I made a calculation error. Let me know. Thanks to everybody who's been really eagle-eyed out there. I'm going to give a shout out to Mark, who's been doing a great job of keeping it real with the calculation errors. The same, I think Jay yesterday did the same thing. So good job, guys. Let's go and take a look at number 5. On number 5, we're going to be converting grams to milligrams, which is pretty much exactly talking and writing. Go ahead and pause. Okay, boys and girls, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take 61 grams and we're going to convert it to milligrams. When we do that, boys and girls, we're just going to remember our King Henry died unexpectedly drinking chocolate milk. Grams are the unit of measurement here, which is G. So I'm going to go ahead and circle that. I'm going to be going to milligrams all the way down here. So I'm going to be going to the right, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 jumps to get down to milligrams. When I do that, that means I'm going to take 61 grams. I'm going to put a decimal right underneath it, add a few zeros, and then I'm going to move the decimal 3 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3. So now I have 61,000 milligrams equals 61 grams. Let's go on to number 6. On number 6, we're going to round to the nearest decimal place, which was the hundredths. So I'll just put here my answer sentence, the number rounded to the hundredths place is, and I'm going to go ahead and round it up. Let's see, 292 and 624 thousandths. My hundredths place is the 2. I'm going to look at this 2 and look over at the 4 in the thousandths place. 4 or less, let it rest. So I'm not going to change the 2 in the hundredths place. So I'll write it out as 290, oops, cross that out, 292 and 62 hundredths is when it's rounded. Let's go on to number 7. Now, number 7, we're really not going to be needing to do any real dividing. It's just asking us what is the best estimate using compatible numbers. And compatible numbers means numbers that we round so that they're easy to do in our head, or easy math facts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at these right here. 880 divided by 84. Well, 900 divided by 9, that doesn't make much sense because 9 is nowhere near 84. So that's not going to work for me. 880 divided by 8, that's not going to work either because 8 is nowhere near 84. Kind of get a little tricky on you. Now, 880 divided by 84, well, this 40 is nowhere near 84, so that's not really a good one either. The only one that really makes sense is 880 divided by 80 equals 11, because 880 is the same thing as the original dividend, so that's good. And the 80 is not too far away from 84, so that actually is a very close estimate, and it makes it easy to do in my head. So I'm going to choose the best estimate. And those are the required words in my answer sentence, is, and I'll just write it out, 880 divided by 80 equals 11. And that's it. Now I'm going to go on to number 8. We were just talking about dividing mentally a second ago, and that's what we're going to do here. What I want you to do is just write out the expression, 5,600 divided by 700 equals, and divide this mentally. What I do is I look and I see an easy math fact. I look at that 5,600 and what I see is 56. And then I also see this 7, and there's my easy math fact. 56 divided by 7. 56 divided by 7 is 8. Now, boys and girls, I still have a bunch of zeros here, but when I divide, if I have matching zeros on either side, I cross it out. 0, 0, 0, 0. To cross out all those zeros, I don't have any zeros to add here to my 8. So I know that 5,600 divided by 700 is just 8. And that's all you do when you mentally divide, boys and girls. So thank you for checking your spiral math today with me. If you have any questions, please email me. I've been really proud again of some of the students who have been calling me or emailing me and letting me know if I made some mistakes. Or if you have any questions, that's great too. So thank you, boys and girls. Make sure you fill out the survey after this to let me know how you did on your spiral math. And thanks for checking your spiral math. Bye-bye.